Welcome. This is David Bowles' Human Meme. Today's topic: old timers for young folks. Sometimes I am asked to speak in person, in public, well before the days of the COVID-19 worldwide pandemic, and I would speak to people, and I was asked to speak to young people, usually. At least people younger than me. Not that hard to find an audience like that today anymore. I'm an old man. People who were just starting out in life were kind enough to listen, and they were still living at home, and they were not yet out in the real world. So old-timers like me just may have, maybe so, just a few things to offer the young folks today. So here goes my offering. Well, today, my human meme friend, I thought I'd share with you a few things I like to mention to those young people when I speak to them. And usually they're kids, I guess you'd say, getting ready to graduate high school and enter the world of work or the university or just one of self-exploration. And yes, many of the themes I discuss with them, we have already explored here in depth together before in this Human Meme podcast and in some of my writing in books and at bowlesblogs.com. I usually start off my talk with these young kids with a math joke. My age compared to their age. And that I'm only a few years older than they are, and that's the joke, because I'm really much older than them. But my math is so bad, I miscalculated the difference in our ages. Well, that usually generates a little bit of a laugh at the foolish old man before them. And that then allows me, in the laughter, to warn them not to be like me. They need to study harder in school so they can subtract and divide and add up in an instant. And that is the value in an education. An education is what you make of it. And as I've said before, once you have an education, and I remind them, once they have an education, that learning, that education can never be taken from them. And for many of us who go for the advanced degree, that is the devil's disciple bargain. In student loans, delinquent student loans can revoke your standing. Delinquent student loans can take your money. But delinquent student loans cannot ever take back your education. Now, I don't scare those young kids with talk of student loans. That's just between the two of us. Old-timers in cooperation. But next, in my talk with these young people, I point out that no matter where they currently live, they don't have to be where they're from. Yes, they can leave home. They can leave behind their hovering parents. They can explore new friendships, new fields, and new dreams. Then I go on to explain that too many people live and die within a 10-mile radius from where they were born. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I do encourage them to take their values and their learning, their education, Midwestern values, California values, East Coast values, and move those value systems to another place in the world. Or just down the coast, or just over the hill to another state for a while, just for some values testing against a new reality. Find out who you are, find out what you think. Test what you know against what you think. Figure out who you are in comparison with others outside your comfort zone. And then know it's okay to break away and live and do other things you never imagined you could do on your own. Family is where you find it, not where you bind it. Next, in my little chat with them, I love to talk about happiness, and the entire temperature of the room changes, and they start glowing, and then I tell them, oh no, happiness does not matter. And that diss against their happiness doesn't go over well at first, because many of those young people are hyper-focused on themselves and their own contentment. They live alone in the presence of others in their own little silo of comfort. But I go on to tell them, warn them, other people in the world are out there, and they don't care about happiness in others. Because, like you, like them, like you, like them, everyone only cares about their own happiness. They don't care about yours. So then I ask them, why even consider happiness? You're really only talking to yourself when you talk about being happy. Then I go on to try to urge them to let go of the idea of happiness and instead concentrate on something that really matters. Deeds. What did you do? How did you construct your life? Now that matters. Happiness comes and goes, but greatness, deeds, that is forever. And you need to know that, I tell them. And I say be wary of what you do and be cautious with what you've done, because people will remember the good and the bad deeds you leave behind. Happiness and feelings are fleeting, and while important to you, they are not so important to others who pretend to care about you, and your happiness and feelings are definitely meaningless to people you do not know. So let go of happiness for a while, see how it works out for you, and instead embrace your own hard work. Deeds, acts, actions. You got a degree. You raised a family. You built a cabinet. You led a people. Yeah, deeds like that. Greatness and memorable doings are not about schooling or crafting. It's only all about the goodness of your soul. Goodness lingers. Good things matter. Greatness brings purpose. Genius stains. What you do is what remains when you are done. Finally, my human meme friend, I urge these young folks to say yes. Yes, it's okay to say yes, even when no is safer and more convenient. No stops time. Yes enables the future. You've heard me say this early and often right here. Yes is hard, no is easy. And I tell those kids they've met the no people. They're everywhere. No is the first word out of their mouths to any question you ask them. Yes is tough. Yes takes a commitment on both sides. And so, always say yes. And if yes is impossible, well, then find another way to say yes. And that means you must never take no for an answer when you have the moral and intellectual high ground. There are people who are employed to say no. That is the business and purpose of their entire job, just telling people like you, like young folks, no, all day long, and they get paid a lot of money to share that negativity. So be aware of that, know the lay of the land, and then go around those paid-for no professionals Take their no, put it in your pocket, and then ignore it with a smile and find someone else. Find that person above the no who has the power and the grace to bless you with a yes to your reasonable request. And remember, good ideas are few and scary. Scary because they are new and untested. And instead of going with you, people prefer to turn around and go backward. No, no, no. You must always press the future, your future, forward with a yes. A yes from you, too. Will you walk 10 miles with me right now? No. Or maybe this is better. Will you walk 10 miles with me right now? Yes. Yes, I will walk with you 10 miles right now. We'll do it together. We'll make it through together. And so, my human being friend, this concludes our conversation of the day. Please mark my remarks as ready and finished. Then I urge my students, the young people, to take their own lives into their own hands, but not the lives of other people. And then I ask them to please find freedom. Find freedom by choosing to live a new life with greater meaning that bends beyond confiscated dreams and destroyed deeds. And that's it. You're on your own. The freedom is now yours to choose. And now, my young friends, and my new human meme colleagues, I leave you humbly with these 3 simple wishes for you. 1. Go someplace else. For a little while, or for a long, long time. 2. Do things worth others remembering. 3. Yes. Of course. Yes. Yes. Always. Yes. Thank you for listening. Be a human meme.